Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, amigos. Muy buenas noches.
Buenas
Buenas
noches.
noches.
And Chris and Mary. Muchos están
Todos
conectando.
están llegando.
John, Arju, Christy, Lexi, Rosaline, Rosaline, Gloria.
It'll be Rosaline
John.
here pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, muy bien.
And warm up your chat fingers, find
Yep.
the chat box, and you guys know the routine. Tell us where you're logging in from tonight. And I just put the Google document in the chat as well that you can open and see what we're doing tonight. We'll
Same
start.
doc as last week, but new information at
Yep,
the
we'll
top.
start sharing
Yep.
our screen. All right, DC, Minnesota,
Nashville. All right, Oregon, Seattle, Nuevo
It's
Jersey.
very Seattle-ish right now in Colorado with how many
It is
great
a little
days
bit.
in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too many gray days.
Yeah, Nashville, Colorado, California. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We know that time is just flying by. Crazy. We just literally ran in the door from our Anna Sophia, our junior, her varsity basketball game to make it here in time. And we know that you guys have a lot on your plate as well, but we have some fun, exciting host family information to share with you tonight.
I'm just glad
And
you could make it.
I know. Last time I missed out because we were in urgent care with ear infections. So that's okay. We're here. We're here. All right, we're going to see you in a few days. Some of you, a lot of you in a few days in Costa Rica, which is going to be fantastic. Anyone know the weather in Costa Rica? Chat it in if you've looked at the weather app to check out the weather. Let's see. Hola, Maria. Some people are just sneaking in. Yeah.
80, 60, 75, 80, 70s.
70. It's going to be great. This
It's going to be nice.
La temporada seca, the dry season right now. There's two seasons in Costa Rica. La temporada lluviosa, rainy, which is our summertime is rainy down there. And this is the dry season. So it's going to be warm. But Santo Domingo is at a perfect coffee growing elevation, 4,000 feet. So
cool in the evenings,
warm
in the day.
And it's going to be pretty great. Lots
Nice.
of layers though. If you're wondering about packing, we'll stay on extra time at the end to answer questions about packing, but layers is always a good thing.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So Rory, you have some questions to start us off with.
Yeah, okay. All right. En el área de chat, pongan un número 1 si has empezado a hacer las maletas.
All right.
Un número 2.
I'm just looking at the
si
chat.
no.
Sorry, Cheryl's already in Costa Rica. Some of you are already in Costa Rica.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
Yeah. Some people are.
All right.
Oh,
okay. Uno, if you've already begun to pack your bags. Un, dos, if you haven't started to pack your bags yet. Uno, if you have. Dos, if you haven't. We need to participate in this one. What's the habit?
Piles on the floor count?
No.
Okay.
All right, I'm a dose. You're a dose. That's actually new for you.
I know. I wish I could.
Are you feeling okay?
Let me just take the temperature. See the images so I can see the.
No, they don't have to see that.
Okay,
no.
never mind. Okay. All right. Okay. Second question.
Okay, número 2. Pongan un 3 si ya estás en el grupo WhatsApp. Un número 4 si no estás en el grupo WhatsApp. So a 3 if you're already in the WhatsApp group. Un 4 if you're not in the WhatsApp group. A lot of activity in there over the last couple of days. All right, if you're not, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. We have the link in our document that we're going to work through tonight, but I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat area also so that you can get in there with your device.
And if you're wondering,
join the WhatsApp group.
If you're wondering what the WhatsApp group is, it's a free app you download to your phone, and that is our main mode of communication while we're on immersion. So nothing, if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, nothing has really happened. You haven't missed anything. We really won't start communicating until probably the day before or on Saturday when we depart. But how we'll use it on program, if there is a change in, let's say transportation's late, and so we're pushing back 15 minutes, we'll put a quick message in the WhatsApp group. And so everyone's on the same page. If you have questions about vestimenta, like what to wear and things like that, you put in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So
or if everyone's together in the center of town at our meetup spot, but you're not there, then that's how I'll be calling you. Hey, or I'll be calling your host family. Hey, ¿Dónde está tu hijo? And yep, the WhatsApp. All right, let's keep
Okay.
going. Okay, now en el área de chat, ¿cierto o falso? ¿Cierto o falso? Yo puedo tomar el agua en Costa Rica. ¿Cierto o falso? Yo puedo tomar el agua en Costa Rica. ¿Cierto o falso? I could drink the water in Costa Rica. True or false? True or false? ¿Cierto o falso? All right, all right. There we go. Lots of ciertos. The answer is definitely cierto. You can drink the water in Costa Rica. So no worries there.
Right under the tap.
Yep,
And you'll
absolutely.
be good.
Don't have to worry about ice. Don't have to worry about nothing. It's nice and easy. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Rory, why don't you share your screen?
That's a good idea.
Okay. And then I'll ask you the last question. Yes, I'm looking at the chat. Shirley, there is a name for the group in WhatsApp. We're going to give you the link again. So
Yeah,
you'll see
just
that.
dropped it in there. The name is called Win 23 CR Immersion is what the name is called.
Can you
yeah.
scroll up on the?
Yeah. My bad. I was
Okay.
somewhere else getting the link.
Okay. The last question that we have for you is, what are you most looking forward to with your host families? And what are you least looking forward to? And you can be honest. You can be honest.
Yes, I have a guess. Shh.
Let them respond.
No, but this is actually our fault.
Okay.
They're most looking forward to knowing who their host is.
Yeah. Yep. They're all shaking their head. Okay, you're right. Yep. Okay. Looking forward to cooking with them. I love it, Rosaline. Okay.
Yep.
Home cooking.
You know,
Okay.
anything you can do to just side by side be with your family is great time invested because it spurs conversation,
Yep.
deepens the connection. It's awesome. Okay.
Nuevos
Nuevos amigos. Absolutely.
I love Lacey's looking forward to the challenge of speaking with them.
Yeah, it is a challenge for sure.
All right. And what are you least? Okay, here's some least looking forward to. Being friendly when I am tired. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a little bit challenging.
Waking up early, Maria Ortiz.
Maria has some experience. She's done this. This is your second time.
Hey, but
Okay.
Maria, you're on Eastern time. Costa Rica's on Central time right now. So you basically get an extra hour.
So you're good.
Yeah.
Least going to a place that I've never been.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shirley, the good thing is that you're not alone. You have a big group to support you, and lots of people are in your same boat going to a place that you've never been. So fantastic. All right, here is what we are doing tonight. Host family expectations, and we just about 3 minutes before we start this meeting
Finalize the list.
So your host family, we'll give you that link in a little bit, not right now, so you can go in and see who your host family is.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about final volunteer project planning. Okay, if you haven't signed up, you need to do that pretty soon. Travel day logistics and friendly reminders. Next steps, if you're wondering, now what do I do? Some important links, okay? Our famosa lista de delincuentes. If you're still
so
on
shameful.
this
So
list,
shameful.
okay, the WhatsApp group that we just talked about, and then we'll stay on for questions and answers. So that is what we're doing tonight. If you have an immediate question that you don't want to forget, any top of the mind questions, you can put them in the chat now. So you don't forget, and we'll come back through the chat and answer those at the end as well. Okay, so here we go. Right, I need you to scroll.
I'm scrolling, baby.
Okay, there we go. Host family expectations. So we're going to do a little group activity. Okay, so you should know that the host family list is ready. If you're asking, well, where do I find it? You have to, don't do it right now, please. But you have to log into your course. Okay, and you will see a Google document, and we'll give you the link in a little bit as well. Okay, but first question before we do this activity is, ¿cuáles ideas tienes para regalos? Okay, we talk about in the host family lesson, a nice gesture is to give un regalo, a gift, okay, either as a thank you or at the end of your stay, at the beginning of the stay, you can decide when to give it. But anyone have some great ideas about a gift to bring to their host family? You can drop it in the chat.
Wild rice from Minnesota. All right. Coffee table book of Washington, D.C. monuments. Yeah. Chicago style
Ooh,
popcorn.
that sounds good.
Ooh, yeah. What's Chicago style
I
popcorn?
don't know.
Like thick crust? Let's see. Homemade goodies, cookies. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Muy bien, muy bien. A loon whistle. I have no idea what that is.
Rick's gonna have to show us.
Yeah, what's a loon whistle?
He's
Okay.
he's reaching for it.
A loon
looking.
whistle.
Oh, a
Oh,
loon.
okay. All right. All
Okay.
right.
All right. A shirt from New York City. All right. Awesome. These are all great ideas, things that represent where you're from or things that you like. Homemade cookies, those are all fantastic ideas. Excellent.
Yeah.
Any other things, Dan?
No, I mean, these are things that become conversational items with your host family oftentimes, or if it's an interactive type game, then it becomes an activity that you can do together. So something that is meaningful to you somehow, and that means that you'll have a chance to explain it and why and what it is, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Very good. So we should, Esteban has a question. I see a hand raised.
I was just going to make the point, be careful about bringing anything fresh because they might nail it at customs.
Yep.
So no fruit. They will
Yeah,
see
probably
it.
not fruit, but like fresh cookies, I think is going to
I
be.
think cookies is going to be okay, but I would just be careful about other things that are fresh.
Yeah. Good point. Gracias.
Claro.
Like no
claro.
raw meats. And
Con placer.
Un placer. There we go. Excelente. Excelente. Okay. So if you watched part of the host family lesson, these will look familiar to you, but las expectativas y las realidades. So Santo Domingo is an upper middle class town. Excuse me. So your host families come from that background. And the houses are middle class, upper middle class Costa Rican houses that still look different than that class here in the United States.
Yeah.
And even depending from state to state or city, town, urban, rural,
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. So most likely the houses will be a little bit smaller than what you might be used to here in the US. Costa Ricans are always cleaning. I feel like it's a really cleanly culture as far as houses and things like that. But you are in the tropics, so you will see some creepy crawlies in the house. Cucarachas specifically, you will see. It does not mean uncleanliness. It's just in the tropics. Okay, so there's a stigma sometimes, and you will have a clean house with cucarachas. Okay, so just prepare yourself right now. You will have a private bedroom and most likely a shared bathroom experience. Okay. And when we get to Costa Rica, we'll talk about showers, how they work.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you want to give a little tip right now.
Sure. Yeah, we could do it. So on the showers, most showers for hot water have a little electric heater right at the head. And if you turn up the pressure, then it doesn't give that water much time to heat up at that electric head. It just pushes water through so fast that it will be colder. But if you back off the pressure and send less water through that head, you'll hear it buzzing and warming up that water. And then the less pressure, the more heat. The more pressure, the less heat. Most hot water in showers work that way. Very few homes have like a central hot water tank that heats water and sends it out like your home probably does. So most of them are heated right there at the head of the shower. So that's something that you'll get used to, having a little less pressure probably, but more heat.
And another bathroom fact, this is actually a quiz for you guys. Cierto or falso? Can you flush toilet paper down the toilet in Costa Rica? Well, there's some quick no's.
There's some no's. Yeah, it is true. You cannot. I mean, you can, but you might cause a problem. And I swear wery time at language school, we have problems with the bathrooms. So maybe this will be the first program with no problems in the toilets at language school. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah.
All right. But if you do accidentally, because accidents happen, right? If you do accidentally, don't go fishing for it, which is what our
Call
job is.
Leslie, she'll go fishing for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And another expectation is you will have breakfast and dinner with your host families, or they will be serving you breakfast and dinner. As we talked about, you can already drink the water, and your host families will be doing your laundry for you. Now, every host family, just like every family here in the US, has probably a different laundry schedule. Some will do it once a week, every other day, probably not daily, but it depends on the family. One thing for certain is most will not have a dryer. So what that means is your clothes will be hung on a line, okay? And usually it's in a back patio area or something like that. But if you have some special underwear maybe that you don't want hanging on a line for everyone to see, then maybe just don't pack that.
Yeah.
Or pack it if you're fine with it being hung on the line. So just putting that out there, okay? All right, so we are going to put you breakout rooms.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. So we're going to put you in breakout rooms. This is just going to be a rapid little discussion. You're going to talk about some more expectations maybe that we didn't talk about, questions, okay? And do they have editing privileges to this document?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I'll do it right now.
And then what you're looking forward to and what you're nervous and hesitant about. You can, if you're on a computer and it's easy to write in this document, you can go ahead in your group and write in this document. We'll put the link in the chat. But just real quick, we want you to talk in groups about the host family experience, and probably more questions will come up as you're talking in groups. How many minutes, Roy?
We're going to do 5 minutes. Okay, so you have the document. I just changed it to where you have editing privileges. So you'll probably just have to refresh the page so that it'll catch that you can now edit the doc, and just drop some expectations, questions in there, and we can talk through them. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get our groups opened up, and give me 1 second here. And okay, here we go. Hasta luego.
Ciao. All right, están regresando.
Okay, ya casi estamos todos de vuelta. Bienvenidos de vuelta. Okay, all right. So we've got a handful of questions.
Sorry, that was too little bit of time.
It was too little time, Maria. Lo siento. Lo siento.
Right, we might be able to do a bonus round at the end if we have enough time for those that want más tiempo.
Bonus round for más tiempo. Okay. All right. So we had expectations, what we're looking forward to, what we're nervous about. We've got some questions in there. So let's hear it. What was some of your group chat about? Feel free to take yourself off mute, and anything that stood out to you or that was a little, that made you think about something that you want to talk through. Food, warmth, the peoples, what we're looking forward to. What else did you guys come up with?
Well, one thing, because I've done immersion before, is that almost always the families wish to host, foreigners wish to host visitors, and are very open. And in my experience, I've had families who've hosted, people for 35 years and have a book with every single person in every country, a visitor that have come to see them. So my experiences have been really positive. I think people self-select who end up doing this, who want to become host families. And they're also used to speaking to foreigners. So they tend to speak a little more slowly. They know a little English, they'll try to help you out. So I think those fears about communication, am I going to be able to ask for a glass of water? They're very accustomed to it. And it's been my experience anyways. You would know more about these particular hosts.
Yeah, you're right on track, Mary. You're right on track with the realities of these host families. They're interested in the cultural exchange and getting to know you and sharing life with you, and not a foreign concept to speak with people with limited Spanish, and so used to the charade game, used to helping you through it. Not going to be quick to be frustrated or that kind of thing. So
and you guys should know, as we are preparing you through these meetings and pre-departure course, the host families are going through an orientation,
Yep.
whether they are new families or have worked with us before in Costa Rica as well. So they're kind of getting the scoop on what it's like to host you guys as
And
well.
expectations,
And
things like
expectations,
that.
and that their toilet might be clogged at one time at least. So they're getting the scoop too. I love, I think Mary says, I can't wait to see the natural wild setting and see what Ticos mean by pura vida.
in person.
Yep,
Right.
in person. That's going to be great.
So we had a few questions about phones, and the best to do with your phone. Get a SIM card. A lot of people do get SIM cards. I definitely get one. What does it do for you? It doesn't change how you access Wi-Fi, but it does change your data when you're not on Wi-Fi. And so if you want to be able to have a connection as you're walking between locations and maybe in the Uber going from place to place, or even to be able to call an Uber, then you're going to want to have some kind of connection. Now, your phone provider here in the States certainly has an international plan option for you. And some phone providers don't allow you to put a separate chip into your phone. It's locked. And they'll say, you have to go with our international plan, or you have no data outside of Wi-Fi. And so you'll just want to check what the international plan options are with your phone carrier. And if you are able to, and you have a slot for a chip in your phone, then you could get a local chip and have a local data connection. That will change your phone number for the time being. So you'll want to hang on to your US chip. And some phones have 2 slots, so you can keep your US chip in there and the new chip in there. But your connection will change to your local Costa Rican phone number. So that'll change your ability to just call back home and things like that. The question about WhatsApp, does it only work on Wi-Fi? The answer is WhatsApp only works on data. And so if you're getting your data from Wi-Fi, WhatsApp will work. If you're getting your data from your chip, WhatsApp will work. So yes, you can use it with your phone data, or you can use it with Wi-Fi. Okay.
Vanessa, I'm going to put you on the spot. Some of the newer phones have what's called an eSIM. So it's not a physical SIM card that you put into your phone, but it's an eSIM. And Vanessa has the most recent experience on our team of traveling internationally and using the eSIM. So Vanessa, can you talk about that for people that have newer phones, how the eSIM works?
Sure. I did an international trip a little while ago, and I downloaded an app called Airlo. I don't know if you pronounce it that way, but you just download the app, and through the app, you're able to buy like a SIM specifically for the country you're going to. No, let me put the link.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a bit complicated. Like, you have to follow the specific instructions that they give you. They're not so easy to follow, but you can always ask someone before you travel. I was able to do it before I actually went on my trip. So you can be ready, already buy it before you're there. And once you're there, you just activate it, and it worked perfectly for me. At least I think that app is very trustworthy. I've seen like a lot of reviews that it works well. And yeah, it doesn't, like, you still have your phone and you just have that eSIM like extra. You don't need to remove your SIM card or anything.
Yeah. And that was reasonable. I was looking at plans the other day, and it was like $20 for 2 weeks. So pretty reasonable. In Costa Rica, if you want to get a physical card, we'll actually do that together.
Yeah.
We'll take you guys to do that at one of the stores in Costa Rica. On Sunday, it's closed, so not on an orientation day, but on Monday.
Yep.
Yep. So good questions about that. Any other questions? You can either unmute yourself or put it in the chat that it relates to host families or SIM card, and then we'll keep on going
Yeah.
to other information if not.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on the chat if you got other questions to drop in those. Take a look at the volunteer work. So in in week 1, we're just doing the canastas básicas. And so if you are traveling during just week 1, then you don't have to worry about anything else I'm about to say. But if you're in program weeks 2 through 4, then we have some volunteer projects that we'd like you to participate in. And this is this is just a little snapshot from the volunteer document that we sent out last meeting, and that it is in your pre-departure course, where you can choose to join a group for a particular topic. The medical group's looking good. We've got our topics of the basics of, hypertension and diabetes. And so we've got these topics all lined out and people signing up for them. If you are not currently signed up for a topic in the medical group and you are there at some point between weeks 2 and 4, then let's make sure that you have something to do and a project to be a part of. The general adult program will be working with the kids during those weeks 2 through 4. We have 3 stations lined out so far, and those stations would be great to have a partner in with each of those stations, so that Gloria and Deborah and Chris aren't working alone. It'd be great if someone could join each of those groups. And then also, if there was a 4th station, we have time and space for that. And so that would be a good idea. If you have another idea for some activities, workshop-y activities or crafty activities with kids, then we would love to add a 4th station. So if you're not on this list, folks in the adult general program, then let's make sure that you get either create another station or sign up, join one of the stations that's already going. Okay.
So I'm just looking at, I have a question from the chat, a direct message, but can we still bring clothing donations? And if yes, which day do we bring it? So
it'd be week 1, the same day that we go and deliver those canastas básicas would be the perfect time to be delivering clothing donations as well. So that would be in week 1. If you are not going to be there in week 1, I think most people are, but there may be a couple that aren't. But if you're not going to be there and you have clothing donations that you want to give later, then we can find a time and space to do that. But the ideal time would be in that week 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question, is there a group or a station that would be best suited for a beginner level?
Good question, Joey. Not really. What we're going to do is, there are all levels of speakers within each group. And so as a beginner, you are going to be covered, let's say, within the group. So it always works. People, you'll have a defined role within your group, and you may speak a little less than somebody else, but that's totally fine. So whatever topic is most interesting to you, let's have you join that one. Yeah.
Okay. Lacey's asking, should I bring my computer? I'm reading this in the context of preparing for these topics in Charla's. Roy, what do you think?
It's a great idea. If you're like me and you've got really fat fingers and it's hard to work on your phone, then yeah, you're going to want your computer. Your computer is going to be totally fine if you keep it around in your backpack with you, or leave it at your host family on the weekend, that kind of thing. So there's not really a safety concern with your computer, but there will be times, a couple days each week, where we're planning and prepping and collaborating together. And a computer, for me personally, is just really handy to work from.
Deborah's asking, should we bring school supply donations on Monday to school, or when? So
probably the Thursday that we go and deliver the canastas básicas and those donations, that would be perfect. So that first Thursday, the 2nd, would be the day to do that. Yeah.
And Rory and Leslie, there was another question that a little while back about just the reassurance that most host families will have Wi-Fi. So I
Yes.
just want,
Yes.
Yes, most host families, I kind of want to say all, but I'm not going to say all, but most host families have Wi-Fi. Also, the language school has Wi-Fi. It's kind of slow, but you will have a connection every day at the language school
Yeah.
as well.
For sure.
Yeah, good question.
Yes, you can purchase supplies in Costa Rica. In fact, it's better, if it's school supplies or, this canasta básica stuff. Yes, you can, all that can be
So
purchased.
I want to spend a little time with this, but we're asking you to think about whether you're doing activity stations with kids or your medical charla or taller. What materials might you need?
Mhm.
And what do you think you can find in Costa Rica? That may be a hard question to answer. So we're going to help you with that. And what, especially for activities with kids, what will you not be able to find that you'll need to bring down to Costa Rica? So to give you an idea, we have a little storage supply box in Costa Rica. If you're making posters and things like that, we have markers, tape, glue, paper, scissors, hole punch, like basic teachery stuff is what we have in Costa Rica. So you don't need to bring markers, glue, tape, paper, hole punch, things like that. If you need materials beyond that, depending on what it is, we can probably find it in Costa Rica. If it's specialty, you'll want to bring it from here.
Yeah.
So, any questions about materials right now? You can either unmute or put it in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
So the time for each activity is about 20 minutes?
Yes, that's about
Yes.
right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
Oh, Gloria had a question.
Just that I've already bought the materials, but that I'm going to use for some of the crafts projects that I have in mind. But I'm wondering if I'm planning to just leave them there when I am done with it, as like a donation for the school. So
perfect.
So is that okay to do that? I mean, I didn't.
That's excellent.
That's great. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely. Good questions. All right. If you think of other questions, just ask at the end or put it in the chat and we'll get to it. We're gonna go. Any other things, Rory, about the volunteer?
Nope. Just make sure if you're not currently committed to a project, let's do that sooner rather than later. Okay.
We'll have time to fine tune the project details and practice speaking and running the activities and giving instructions and stuff in Costa Rica.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Rory,
we shared the WhatsApp group link already, but here it is again. If you need to get into the WhatsApp group. And so when you get in there, say hi, tell us who you are, because you're not in our contacts and we'd like to add a name instead of just having a number there. So let us know who you are. There are no current mask mandates in Costa Rica, but let's make sure that you have a handful of masks just in case we get into a spot where we'll need some. So make sure you've got some and so just in case. All right. Dinero, let's talk. So what is the exchange rate right now? What is the currency in Costa Rica?
Drop it in the chat. What's
anybody know the currency?
Colones. All right.
Colones. That's right. It's colones. And rough exchange rate? Yeah, so it fluctuates anywhere between mid 500s to 600. I haven't checked it in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, so it's about, let's just say it's 600 colones to one. So that means that if you are seeing something that is 6,000 colones, how many dollars would that be roughly? This is math.
Mental math. Here we go.
$10. All right. Okay.
You can count on Rosaline in Costa Rica.
That's right. John was there. Joey was there. Okay. All right. So what's the best way to get colones? We've got a few options. Exchange money here before you go. Is that a good one? Take US dollars and go to the bank and exchange. Is that a good one? or take an ATM card and ATM is the winner.
That is the
Take your debit
easiest.
card.
Yep, and
yep.
the best, and you'll get the best exchange rate. No,
Take your
it's
debit
not
card.
necessary to exchange money beforehand. And having dollars, or do people use traveler's checks?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just takes a lot of time because then the banks are very long lines. You have to have your actual physical passport with you,
Yeah.
and things like that. So ATM is the best way to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but you do need to check with your bank on a couple things. What do you need to do ahead of time to use your card?
John remembers where the ATMs are, so
That's
that's
right.
fantastic.
That's good, John. So you just need to check, let your bank know you're traveling. Yep. Notify your bank that you're traveling. And you'll want to have an idea also of if your bank is going to have an international transaction fee on your debit card. That'll help you know if you want to take out more money at the ATM or do it in little chunks more frequently, that kind of thing. So you'll want to know what that situation is, so there are no bank fee surprises also. Okay. All right. Important documentos. Okay, so you definitely need your passport, 100%, and a copy of your passport and a picture of your passport on your phone are great ideas. You don't want to be carrying around your physical passport day to day, but you'll want to keep a copy of it in your wallet. You'll want to keep an image of it on your phone so that should you need it, you can access it quickly. Very few places will require, even if they do require a passport or ID, very few will require your actual passport, basically just the banks. And so don't carry around your regular passport, but make sure you've got a copy on your phone, and you've sent us copies. So we've got access to a digital copy of your passport, and make sure you've got a printed out copy as well. All right.
I next is your travel insurance policy.
Yep.
You probably got an email today or
It's either yesterday or
tomorrow,
today.
in the
Maybe
next
you'll get
3
it tomorrow.
days.
Yeah.
We submitted that information, and it takes a little bit to turn around, but you want to look for an email from iNext. Okay.
Yep.
And that has your policy. We have your policy information. We want you to have your policy information. Both the email and copy are printed out as well. So that's the next piece of important information to have on hand.
Yep. Absolutely.
The third
Absolutely.
piece, Rory?
Program handbook. Yep. This will be, I think we have it in Google Doc format. So this will be a Google Doc that you can refer to. And what is it? There's some additional readings and things like that that we'll work through and talk through while we're on program, and we'll be sending those links out soon. Okay. All right.
And then finally, your program itinerary. We will be reviewing that every day in Costa Rica. At the end of each day, we have a meeting, end of the day meeting, just to make sure that we are all on the same page for the following day. And that program itinerary is a Google document because it oftentimes changes, times change a little bit, or locations change a little bit for meetup and stuff like that. So it's a very living document. Okay. So the link is down below in this Google Doc. It's also on your Welcome Hub page. It's also in the pre-departure course, but you'll want to save that or bookmark that Google itinerary.
Yep.
Okay.
So like basically starting now, feel free to do a swab and send us your test results for COVID. We just make sure that Samantha has a picture of your negative test result. And so that we can get that checked off the list as well. And then additionally, we reviewed this document last week, but the arrival and pickup plan, you're going to want to just check on here and make sure that your name's on there and that we have you coming in at the proper time, the right flight number, etc. This is our flight arrival plan document. So make sure you're on there and all your stuff's updated so that we can make sure you get picked up properly from the airport. Okay.
Joey asked, never flown to Costa Rica. How long does it take typically to get through customs? That's a good question. Sometimes it takes a half an hour. It depends on your flight. If it arrives when there's many other flights at the same time, it can take 2 hours to get through customs immigration. All depends on how many flights are arriving at the same time. It's a pretty small airport. It's really straightforward. Everyone kind of goes through, moves through the same lines, and then you go through immigration, get your bag, and then go through customs. And then you exit the airport. Okay. When you exit the airport, your host family will be, or a host family coordinator will be holding a sign with your name on it. So you'll exit, and it can be a little chaotic at first because there's like taxi, senora, senor, taxi, Uber, there, are you at this hotel, that hotel? Just kind of walk through, use your observation skills, and look for someone holding a sign with your name on it. You can keep walking right when you go out of the airport doors, and you'll eventually find your host family or a host family coordinator.
Yeah. So if it's a long line, the upside is it's usually pretty good people watching.
Deborah asked, she lands late on Friday night, 11 p.m. Will the ATM in the airports still have colones? Yes, there are two ATMs in the airport in the baggage area where you can get some colones there as well. And you can also, excuse me, you can also get a phone chip too.
Yeah,
if you want
depending
to
on
in
the time.
Yep.
They're not open all night long,
But
but
the ATMs are.
Yeah. So, but don't freak out if you go to the ATM and your card's not working, because some ATMs are just really finicky, and there's a handful of options within the town of Santo Domingo. And so if it's not working at Banco de Costa Rica, it'll probably work at Banco Nacional. And so we'll just bounce around. If you if you aren't able to get it to work at one, we'll try the next one before we start freak out stage.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Bien. All right, Esteban.
I was just going to suggest for people that are not, who have forgotten some of their Spanish or are not fully conversational, it's maybe worth just letting people know what questions to expect from immigration and customs. Because they usually have a standard question or two about the purpose of your visit, and maybe just give people a heads up in case they want to think about that.
Yeah, so the agents will ask why you're in Costa Rica, tourism or studying Spanish. Those are some good, studying Spanish is a good option. And then they'll also ask, where are you staying when you're in Costa Rica?
Right.
If you don't have the exact address, that's fine, but you'll want to say Santo, can you type this in the chat? Santo Domingo de Heredia. Okay. Santo Domingo de Heredia. And sometimes they do ask for the exact address. So we're just going to give you the language school address that you can put down. And that is 100 Metro Sur del McDonald's in Santo Domingo. So it's just 100 meters south of the McDonald's in Santo Domingo. That usually is great for them.
But you'll also have your address of your host family, and that document is ready to go. So you could have that as well printed out if you needed it. Okay.
I think those are the two major questions. Esteban, was there another question that you?
How long are you staying?
Yeah.
They will ask how long. They will basically, I think, Rory, the first one you mentioned, ¿cuál es el motivo de su visita? They're going to ask right at the beginning, what's the purpose of your visit?
Yeah.
And so it's good to just, like you said, estudios en español, and you're done.
Yeah.
It'll be totally fine.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. All right. We have some in this Google Doc right here, and on your welcome hub, we have some enlaces importantes, important links, program itinerary, volunteer planning document, your travel day plans, and WhatsApp group. We know that these are all Google Docs. There's lots of links. You can find all this information on your welcome hub, which I'll put that document in the chat also, that link in there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to find the host family doc here real quick.
Okay, perfect.
Which we just had.
And while Rory's putting that in there, let's see, I'm looking at the chat for any other questions. Are the custom agents speak English if you get nervous?
Yes, Cheryl. Yeah, they sure do.
Most of them do speak English if you get nervous. You can try in Spanish and they'll smile and go with it with you. So that's fantastic. All right. So some next steps Can you scroll down?
Yes.
Okay, so next steps, if you're wondering what to do next, okay, you'll want to complete the pre-departure course, specifically that host family
Mhm.
lesson, and you'll want to see who your host family is, okay? And part of that host family lesson is we challenge you to contact your host family via WhatsApp, send them a WhatsApp message and start the conversation. And in the host family lesson, there is a template, a conversational template to help guide your conversation with sentence starters like, hi, my name is in Spanish. I'm your host student in Spanish. And you can start the conversation using some of our prompts, our conversation prompts for you in that host family lesson.
And a quick note on the host families, the kinds of high priority preferences that we match and put more weight toward making a host family match are things like diet and, considerations and things like that. So if you requested a host family with kids, but you don't have kids, or without kids, but you do have a teen or something like that around, that was, it's not that we didn't see it or just didn't care that you had expressed a preference. It's that, for whatever reason in the matrix of all of the host family placements, that
Number of weeks.
the
that you're
number of
there.
weeks, et cetera, that this was the best match for you, even though in spite of the fact that maybe there's a particular preference you expressed that we weren't able to honor, basically. So, but the important things like diet, allergies, stuff like that, those were the higher priority match sort of characteristics that we go by. So, all right, great.
Okay, second step,
Fine-tune your volunteer plan.
sign up if you haven't yet, okay?
Yeah.
Start packing,
Yeah.
study your itinerary, at least bookmark it, save it on your phone, okay? Know your pickup plan on arrival day. Start memorizing your host family names, okay? So you can say hi and who you are, introduce yourself, join the WhatsApp group. Send a WhatsApp message to your host family. In the host family lesson, there's prompts. We teach you how to do that. Stay healthy and send in a COVID test before you travel, starting now.
And so your phone number, your host family's phone number is going to be plus 506, 4 numbers, and then 4 numbers. Okay. That's what your host family number is going to be. You have to put that number plus 506 into your contacts before their 8-digit number. And then WhatsApp will make the connection. Oh, this is a Costa Rican number, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. All right.
All right, Rory, you're up.
La lista de delincuentes. Da, da, da. Okay. If you have done this over the last day or two and we didn't catch it, lo siento. But placement test. It looks like we still need one from Janet, Alexandria, and Maria. Travel registration, Alex and Maria. Everyone's got their paperwork in. Sweet. Final payments, got some balances. What's that?
I said, you don't need to name all the people.
Oh, well, they're all right there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. All right. We have some repeat offenders, but that's okay. So just take care of your stuff and it'll all be great. Okay. All right.
All right. We are going to open it up for questions. I think you can stop sharing your screen.
Do you think we should just keep the lista de delincuentes up for a
No,
little
you
more?
can stop sharing your
Should
screen.
stop? Okay. All right.
And either unmute yourself or drop your questions in the chat. If you have to leave, that's okay. We understand. We'll see you in a few days in
Yes.
Costa Rica if you're arriving for week number 1. Thank you for your time tonight. We're going to stick on and answer questions.
Shirley's got a question.
Yes, thank you. I just need clarification. One of my concerns is my phone and making a connection. I understand the process of what needs to be done, but given the information we had today about the Aerial app, do you still need to unlock your phone if you use that?
Vanessa, does that require an unlocked phone?
I don't think so. I'm not sure because my phone is not locked, so I didn't check. But if you go I think there's like a frequently asked questions in their right there in the website Leslie shared. So I think it must say there, but I'll try to do a research about it as well because I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll still try to unlock it, but I've been having problems, which is why I'm bringing that up. And the other question I had is for the volunteering. So that if I have an idea for an activity, but I don't know how to say it in Spanish, can I just share that with you? How do we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put it down
Okay.
in English.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
we'll start helping you develop it and help you in Spanish, everything, but just get your idea down on that document.
Yep.
Absolutely. You don't, if doing it in Spanish is what's been holding some of you back, that's our fault.
Oh, Vidalo.
Vidalo, forget about it. Just put it down in English. And that's why you're going down there to work on your Spanish. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's our fault if we didn't communicate that from the get-go. All right. Gloria has a question.
I've got a couple of questions. I have a friend who has rescued from a trash bin of a business that was going out of business, a whole bunch of 3-ring binders. And I asked her if she wanted to donate them, and she said, yes, this would be perfect. I can't bring them with me, and I don't really know how big a bulky thing that is. Can they be shipped there? Or what do you think?
Yes, I think the first step would be for us to reach out to SEDCUS and see if students in Costa Rica have a use for 3-ring binders.
Okay.
And then if they do, they can be shipped. We can get you that address. It usually takes between 3 weeks and a month to get things down there.
Yeah.
But first step is on us to reach out to the organization, Rebecca, and make sure that that's something that they do need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dumpster
My second
diving
question is
for donations.
okay. Well, my second
Ask-
question is also about
Yeah.
phones. So I have Verizon, and I did go ahead and purchase their international plan.
Yeah.
Does that cover everything? I mean,
Yes.
will I have to?
It'll
Okay,
cover
so-
everything. Yep.
And
Okay.
it right when you turn on your phone after landing in the airplane, it pops up. It works perfectly.
Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. I wanted the easy way out. So I
That's the
decided-
easy way out.
That's the
for
easy way
sure.
out.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
thanks.
Mary down below on my screen has a question.
Very good. Hey, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around the SIM card thing. I'm sorry if I fixate on it, but when you change your SIM card, you get a new number. So when
Yes.
people just say your kid's teacher needs to call you, and they call your phone, it just shows that your phone isn't working anymore.
Just goes to voicemail.
It goes to voicemail.
Yep.
So so if I take my actual phone and change it to the Costa Rican number, my service provider, I could set up a voicemail that says, hey, call me in April
Yes.
or email me. So my number doesn't stop existing.
No, not at all.
No.
No, it comes right back online when you put that chip back in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if it's unlocked, then my service provider's plan, what does it do?
If
Do I
it's unlocked, it just means your phone will read a Costa Rican chip and work.
but I can play my normal plan to whatever.
You don't have to do anything with your normal plan. You don't need to put it on hold or cancel it or anything. You just keep the same number. And when you come back and put that chip in, it resumes as normal.
Yeah.
Can I call my voicemail and retrieve my messages?
That you'd have to check with your phone provider and see if there's a way for you to check your voicemail online or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Yep. It's tricky and it switches like last immersion program last summer, T-Mobile works. If you have T-Mobile, it worked in Costa Rica with no additional charge. So but these things switch all the time.
Yeah, they're always changing. It's hard to keep on
So,
top of.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see. We had Aspen had a question. Rapid COVID test. Okay, yes. In fact, a home test, whatever. Just do something that shows you're negative, and that'll be good. Have someone sign off on it as a
Take a
witness.
picture,
Yep.
send it in.
Yep. $10 per day is the Verizon plan. Yes. And okay, so Rosalind has T-Mobile and added an international plan specific for Costa Rica. Okay. All right. Good.
Perfect.
Very good.
Patrick.
Patrick, where in the WhatsApp do you do the input the Costa Rica WhatsApp group line? Okay, so you're in, Patrick, you're in the app and and you're wondering how to access the group. Is that what?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So Patrick, can you follow that link that I dropped in, and it should just open the group right there.
But yeah, that worked
Oh,
for me.
so I have to get into the Zoom or just get into the,
No, Patrick, if you just do it on your phone where you already have WhatsApp installed, just click on the link and the group will come right up. Because you're responding to Rory and Leslie's invite.
so if I open up the email, say, and then link onto the email, not into since I'm not using my iPhone for this chat.
No, don't do it from your computer or this chat. Do it send that link to your phone so you can open it up on your phone. That'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, that works.
Yeah. Great. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, Verizon, Mary Beth Black says there's a $100 monthly plan. Okay, all right.
All right.
Oh, I had a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had a little interruption. Maybe you explained it. How do I find out who my host family is?
Okay, so there's a link.
I get so many emails and so many links, and then I link them and they link to other links. It's like, to me, it seems like overwhelming. I'm starting to like get panicked a little bit, actually.
All right, no need to
so many
panic.
different links to link on, and I don't know.
There are lots of links. There's a lot
Yes.
of information for sure, no doubt. I'm going to drop the host family link into the chat, Brenda.
Yeah, but how
and
am I going to get, what do I do with that?
just click it.
But I'm on the computer with you right now, right? So,
Yeah, just click on it and it'll open up a separate browser with all of your hosts, with all the host family information. And I'll send these links out in an email as well, summary, when we have the replay. Okay.
okay. And
So
then
that's-
for the first week for the volunteer stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first week for the volunteer stuff, so we don't sign up for anything for the first week?
That's right. The first week is just the canastas básicas. That's the food donation.
So we're all just involved in that and we don't sign up for that especially.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, I see it. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Do they have children? Mama, hija. Okay. It's okay. Old hija. Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at a question from Rosaline. Suitcase question. I have a full size. I'm checking in, planning for some shopping.
Nice.
This size, okay? Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. What other questions do we have?
Recording in progress.
No other questions? Vanessa or Esteban, do you guys have any last minute things to add?
I don't, Vanessa.
No, me neither.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we will send out an email there are lots and lots of links. There's a lot of moving parts to this program, and we'll send out an email with all those links. They're also all on the welcome page, your program page. So Rory will send that. I'm giving that task to you tomorrow.
Thanks,
You'll
boss.
send that out tomorrow. And we are available for questions for a few more minutes. If you guys want to, if some people want to stay on and ask questions, we're here. If not, muy buenas noches. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you
Nos
in
vemos
Costa
pronto.
Rica.
Yeah. See you very soon.
Costa Rica.
Okay,
Gracias.
thank you.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Ciao, ciao.
When do you guys leave, Rory and Leslie?
Saturday. So we'll get in Saturday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
this Saturday.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I do have I saw my name on the list.
You did. Should it
And I
be
got
there or is it there incorrectly, Maria?
No, it's there correctly, unfortunately, and it
Okay.
needed to not be there
Okay.
because I think it was Samantha sent me an email. I asked about what do I need to do, and I just haven't gotten to it. Is it okay if I submit all those things? I'm having a few crazy days.
Yeah. And you're not going to be done
Saturday-
with it for another month or 3 weeks.
Couple weeks. Yeah.
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 So yeah.
If I do it weekend, that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, take care of it this weekend. No problem.
Tell Gabe we said hi. Give him un abrazo de
Yeah.
me.
Yep. Un abrazo para Gabe.
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
That was it.
All right.
Thank you.
Other questions, amigos? Hey, Chris.
Hi. So I'm not a techie person, as I've already told you guys before. And so I'm already starting traveling tomorrow. I'm headed to
Yeah.
Chicago.
Okay.
And so I'm no longer going to have access to printing anything. So this handbook, it's like, my little old phone. I don't know how to store that handbook on there, or
That's
how.
okay.
How am I gonna
We
get
can
it?
get one printed for you in Costa Rica.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep, not a problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And safe travels tomorrow, Chris.
Thank you. I'm hoping I can get out of Chicago on Saturday. They're expecting a big snowstorm. So
Oh, really?
praying there's no delay.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day Saturday for me.
Yeah. All right. Safe travels.
Other questions, amigos?
Rory, I have one if
Yeah, Joey.
so, and if we have a couple of different things we're doing each day, we're going to start off in the morning with some volunteering and then going into some studying
Yeah.
or a classroom type of environment. Would it be prudent to bring a laptop to the class or an iPad or something to take notes on and drag that around with you all day? I mean, we have a small one, so.
Yeah, so most of the time, if you don't need your device during our morning activity, but we're on a bus to get there, then the driver of the bus will stay with the bus, and so people will leave their backpacks and things in the bus while we're doing our morning activity, and then you get to it, and then you take it to class. But if we're going to be out at like the Central Market or something like that in San Jose, then maybe you don't bring it that day, kind of thing. But if you've got a smaller and you like taking notes on an iPad or something like that, that's really easy to carry around, then perfect. Yeah.
Okay. And everything's safe back at the host family's house if you have your
Yep.
equipment there and your
Yeah.
passport and.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Not an issue. Not an issue.
Okay, super. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Mary Beth?
Yeah, I'm planning on staying a little bit extra and thinking about bigger picture travel and whether to go with just enough in a backpack that's easy to go from one place to another, or like more stuff. But I have things like, I have a pair of binoculars. Would that be cool for the, like my snorkel? And then I have some extra stuff. Is that like
So one of the, depending, if you're going to fly out of San Jose on your way home, you could always leave a backpack at language school during your last week or two traveling around, and then come back and pick it up and then head to the airport. So if you've got an extra bag that you don't want to take on your epic adventure, just leave it at school and then come back and pick it up. It will keep it in a locked room kind of thing. And
it'll just take like an extra Uber on your part in communicating with the language school coordinator, but super easy to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Pat? Hasta luego. That was a goodbye. I thought it was a question.
I thought he raised his hand.
All right, guys. So looking forward to traveling with you all. It's going to be great. We will see you. We get in around 9:00 on Saturday night.
Yep.
So we'll see you Sunday. But we'll be in touch via WhatsApp, and Vanessa will be in touch via WhatsApp. And so if you have any questions, drop them in there and we'll help out during your travel day. Okay.
Okay, gracias, adios.
All right. Hasta luego. Buenas noches.
Ciao.